about one of the biggest things you got to worry about. You hear this topic so much when people tell you about traveling to other countries. I heard this in every conversation I've had, about asking somebody. What did you think about this country? This is the main topic. Pickpocketers. Oh my God. Listen to me. If you don't listen to anything in this video, take something away from this. This is absolutely it was ridiculous. So, I'm going to just set the scene and a little context, and I'm going to let Lenny, talk about what he's going to talk about. Then I'll just follow up with that. But pretty much, anywhere you go out of the country, you have to watch out for pickpocketers. That is, the rule of thumb. It doesn't matter where you go. You're never safe, so always be careful. But here specifically, Bogota, we didn't really have too much to worry about. I mean, obviously they're there, but we didn't experience anyone, who tried to get us there. Cartagena, which was the last city that we were in, you just got a lot of merchants. You don't really got too many pickpocketers. You do have some thieves for sure, because I had a few things go missing, but we'll talk about that another time. But Medellin, we were in a very lively districts, and there was a lot of tourists, some hostels, and a lot of young crowds. So we're just going out for the night like normal, having a good time. We're obviously all inebriated, drunk, all that good stuff, and we're having a good time. But this specific time, we were just kind of investigating the area. You know what I mean? Just exploring a little bit, and we happened to go maybe 1 or 2 blocks too far. And that's when we ran into, the wrong crowd. So do you want to take over from here, or do you want me to just kind of keep going? What do you want to do?
No, I see, exactly.
I'm gonna let him talk about it and I'll follow up. But listen to this. This is absolutely crazy.
It was like you said, we was walking too far. We tourists, so we just having fun. We walking down the street. We're not really thinking too much of where we at. And not even say where we at, because it's not dangerous there. It's just, you gotta watch out for, like he said, pickpocket, certain things. So I guess we walked too far. And as we're walking, we all visually saw him. We were talking about as before we were walking past this group. We seen them. It was a group of prostitutes. We saw them. We were walking past and we knew it. Coming up, we saw them. So, but we, like I said, we wasn't thinking we knew that it was pickpockets there, but we didn't think how bold they really got. So as we're walking past, first, I only seen 2 at first. I don't know why. It's the second, I think I blinked too long or something like that, because when I looked up, it was 8 of them. They just multiplied. I'm what are they all? But, we ain't thinking. So we're walking past. So you had Pacho, which is our tour guide. He was in the front. Navon was second, and I was last. But when I thought about it, I could have swore I was the first one, and they were behind me. I don't know. Maybe I was pretty drunk. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty drunk. But I was last. So as we're walking, they have this, and they're so, listen, man, like you said, if you don't listen to any part of this story, just definitely listen to this. They are so smart there. This has to be a routine that they practice. Because as we're walking, the first thing they do is they grab your private area. So as you're walking past them, like I said, it was 8 or 9 of them. It's just 3 of us. So it's 2 on 3, 3 on 1. So as you're walking past, they grab your private area. They did this to all 3 of us. They grabbed your private area. So Navon and Pacho, who was in front of me, they were able to get away. They bagging off, they get off me. They're doing that, and they did it. But once the 3 that were, or how many was on them, got away from those 2, I was the last one, and I was already, I was gripped up, and I was I'm drinking, and they got my private area. So the whole time, I'm trying to grab their hands away from my private area. I'm like, hey, yo, get off me, get off me. And by the way, this is a little short skin, but I was calling Navon's name. He did not turn around. But, so they're doing that. But the whole time, they know, as a man, if somebody come up to you and they just grab your private area that you don't know, you're going to grab, you're going to make sure that you're good. Hey, get your hands off me. So I'm trying to grab their hands away from what's going on. And the whole time, the ones that were near Vine had turned around and Pacho turned around, it came to me. So it's all of them on me at this point. And they got me grabbed. They literally grabbed me. And the whole time, I'm thinking they're just trying to make a quick dollar. They're prostitutes. They're trying to, we know what they're trying to do. but they were pickpocketing. So they were going to my pockets. I had like I'm grabbing for my private. I didn't care about like my pockets at the time. So I'm going for my pocket. They had grabbed my phone out of my pocket. Like they got it so fast, and I didn't think of nothing. As we're walking past, our tour guide Pacho. Thank God for this man. Like I love him so much. He was like, Lenny, check your pockets, check your pockets. So I'm checking my pockets. I'm like, bro, my phone. I don't have my phone on me. He like, you sure? So like, it's like I said, like I was calling Levon name. I'm so glad that he saw what he saw, because like I said, I was in a whole other world. Like I was just trying to make sure I was good. But Navon saw who took my phone, and they saw exactly what they did. So when they took my phone, one of them took it and passed it off to another one, and that one got into a car that they were like already waiting on so they can get out of there. Cause their iPhones is like, I have like the newest iPhone too, so it's like a gym. Like it's like one of like, it's almost like having, what do we got here that everybody? I can't even explain like what it's close to. It's like one of the best things you can get. iPhones there is like a rarity. Like it's not really like people have them. So when they got it, the first thing they did, they got in the car and they took off. Pacho is, man, I love this dude. Like I cannot explain how much this guy saved us on the trip. But like he chased the car like on his foot. This car drove down. He's chasing it like running afterwards. Like so, me and Vine, we trying to talk to the Pacho like, hey, which one of y'all took my phone? Like, you know, we from, like, y'all know how it is, but like who took my phone? And then we don't know, what's nuts. And then I looked up, like, hey, we gotta go with Pacho, So we ran after Pacho. So we run down the street, we look, and then there's a guy, he knows exactly what's going on. We can't really understand him, but he was telling us like, yeah, what was going on and stuff like that. And next thing you know, we look up and Pacho has my phone and he's running back. And I was just so thankful. Like, man, it was so crazy, like something like that actually happened. Like they are so smart. But it was crazy.
Like you said, if you don't take anything away from what we're saying, I know this video is going long. Please take away this story, because, like you said, I mean, it was absolute. Like they are trained for this. I mean, they plan this out. Like they do this. This must be a routine. They're trained. Like they surround you. They know where to strike you at, so you can divert your attention to that area, and they just slip it right out your pockets or off your wrist or anywhere, you know. So just a few tips to that. I mean, to take out what he's saying, keep all your stuff in your front pockets. Always, like, check it, you know, like frequently. Just check your pockets all the time. Nothing should be in your back pocket anytime, especially at nighttime. Always keep everything in your front. Like I said, periodically just check, make sure everything is there. If you're going across, you know, if you're going through crowds, or, you know, around a lot of people, or if you're like in very crowded spaces, always check your pockets. Do not let, you know, a lot of time go by, especially as a tourist. Do not let a lot of time go by without checking those pockets. So, I mean, as you see, pickpocketers, huge thing. I've never experienced in all the countries I've been in. This is the first time I've experienced that. It didn't happen to me. It happened to, like, you know, one of my closest friends, and that's so sad, because, I mean, literally, we did not expect that. It kind of, like, made a downward shift to our trip, you know, for a little bit. And, I mean, like I said, we thank Pacho so much for saving his phone. Like, it was crazy. Like, I mean, it was like some action movie, Fast Furious type stuff. Like, he literally took off like Usain Bolt, chased the car down, and got the phone back. I mean, absolutely crazy. I seen, you know, one of the girls take off with his phone into a getaway car. I'm banging on the window, like, open the door up. They speed off on me. Then Pacho is right behind that, takes off, gets the phone. So it's a happy ending. So again, like I said, bullets were dodged again. I mean, we're absolutely lucky. Like, it's astonishing. I really can't, you know, explain to you, like, by the grace of God or whatever, we are so lucky. We were so lucky. We dodged so many bullets in that country. All right, so next topic, we're going to talk about the high volumes of prostitution. So, I mean, this would be a short one. Like, all I really have to say is just that when you go down there, if you're going down there as a holy person, you may not come back as one. No, I'm just kidding. But, like, you don't want to go down there. And, I mean, just expect that. Expect that to happen. It's a lot going on down there. I mean, very high volumes. When you're in touristy spots, it's literally 1 to 20 on every corner. And we've experienced them about to fight because they were on each other's corner. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy to see that. We almost seen a fight between the hookers because, and I mean, I would never knock, you know, anybody's hustle. Like, you know, you got to make your money some way, somehow. So, I mean, I respect what they're doing. I just, you know, hopefully they're safe. But it seems like, you know, business booms with that because there's so many of them. And I mean, it's always a rotation. Like some leave, they'll come back and just it's crazy. It's wild. You don't see that here in the States. I mean, I don't know where you're from. If you're watching this, you can be somewhere where it's legal, but just know that here in Michigan or in Ohio, just like in this tri-state area, or even like in this part of the Midwest, like you don't see that here. Like I mean, I barely even see hookers as it is. Even when I was living in Detroit, like so to see it so blatant, like the police can't even stop it. Like they're standing right next to hookers, knowing what's going on, but they can't stop it, or they probably don't care to stop it. It's all about money down there. So I mean, for them, if it's not money, they probably don't really want to get involved anyway.
Crazy.
So like I said, corruption is crazy. But I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
let
mean,
you take over if you want to say anything.
I
go crazy.
think, and it was crazy.
But
Like,
that's just how it
they
is.
know when
It's
it come
crazy.
out to it. Was like during the day, who prostitutes in the day? So I guess never mind. But yeah, it's just at nighttime it was real. Definitely was. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, you really covered everything. I really can't say that's it.
Yeah, yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, it's just crazy. But moving on, because like, that really only happens at nighttime. So I don't know if you're planning on going out too much at night, but they only come out, when the sun is setting. Obviously, you're not gonna see prostitutes like, at high noon. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the nightlife. But we're actually just gonna bring it straight to, just talking about how the nightlife is amazing. So I just want to segue right into that. In my opinion, the nightlife there is absolutely amazing. We had no bad experiences. We've been to multiple clubs. I can throw down a list of places we've been for clubs that I recommend in each city or bars. But I think just the nighttime, if you're with the right people, I think that it is absolutely amazing. And I mean, if you're a very outgoing person and like you like to meet people and you're easy, you can easily meet people and talk to people without worrying. And if you speak Spanish, I think that you'll really enjoy, your time there, because everybody there is very, very friendly. And especially if you speak Spanish, I mean, you won't stick out like a sore thumb, But if you're an American that speaks Spanish, you will stick out, and it'll be even more exotic. So, just keep that in mind. I mean, I think it's amazing. How did you feel?
Like, yeah, even with all that happened, like we're going back again this year. So like, no, I would not say let the stories like discourage you or anything like that, because like it still was like the best time of my life almost. So like, even with those stories, like still had fun. 10 out of 10 easy.
Yeah, it was 10 out of 10. It was amazing experience at nighttime. That was going to be one of my pros to the country, but I really wanted to segue into that because I mean, it's just, you got some bad that happened at night, but you really got some good that happened at night. But the next topic, I mean, one of the worst things about the country, honestly, especially Bogota, the city, the capital, this is probably the worst thing that I've experienced there, and that is traffic. I mean, oh my gosh, when I tell you, traffic there is just like horrendous. Like you can't go anywhere. You literally get a choice to go one place a day. And I mean, that's not literal, but like, it's so much traffic. If you go to the mall, like Lenny told me, your day is done. Like, that's a one trip, your day is gone. You got to leave at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and you won't be back till 6 o'clock at night. Like, it's horrible trying to get anywhere, especially during like the peak hours. You're not moving. You're in traffic for hours. So, I mean, that right there was probably the worst part about being in Bogota. Just all around, one of the worst experiences, because we sat in the car so much while we were there. We didn't really get a chance to explore the actual city as much. You need to be there for months to see like the whole Bogota. I mean, it's so big, like, but it's so populated, and it's so much traffic on the roads, and there's no road rules. So, I mean, it's crazy. And I mean, I know, Lenny, you probably want to talk about what we experienced the first day when we landed, how we thought we were going to die like every second, because, yeah, so I'm going to let him take over for that one, because that was absolutely crazy.
That was, I mean, especially when you from the States and you, like, the biggest thing I would say is I ain't going to say it's no rules, but it is rules, but it's not at the same time. So from you in the States, you driving, to put your blinker on because you finna not cut in front of somebody, but you finna get in another lane. There is like, you ain't got to worry about that. Like, if you need to get in this lane, just get in that lane. They gonna put their foot on the brake or they gonna hit you. Like, it's really how they think. It's so crazy. Like, it's so weird. Like, I mean, when we first landed, we got into our friend Ali's car and we just like, we're driving, we just knowing like, we finna get in the car. Like, it's like the lines there, like it's no lanes, like it's so crazy. Another thing that Von said, population, like for a country to be so big, it's so many of them. Like you can't walk anywhere without bumping into somebody. Like that was a big thing too. Like the population is crazy for a country that's, I don't know, I feel like it's a big country, but that was a big thing too. Traffic is that when your first day there, if you're not used to like crazy traffic, you're gonna be scared for sure. That was really it though. Yeah.
100%. I completely agree. Like, I think just the traffic was absolutely horrendous. Like, and I mean, like having no road rules. Like, there's no order in traffic. And that's just how they live their lives day by day. Like, there's no real order. Like, there's no manners. There's no, like, like rules they really live by. Everybody just lives their own life. And I mean, just get out of the way. Like, I mean, it's so different here in the States because, like you said, you bump by somebody, you say excuse me, or you give people the right of way. You're courteous. There is no courtesy. Like, I mean, they don't let anybody go. Like, you can be stuck on the corner trying to get out for hours and nobody will let you in. Like, because everybody wants to get where they're trying to go. So, I mean, you just got to force your way into traffic, or you got to force your way into these situations because people won't let you. Like, it's no being nice to the next guy. It's not being courteous. Like, that doesn't exist there. Yeah, that doesn't exist. So we found that out the hard way. I mean, we literally, like, just leaving the airport in our friend's car. I mean, it was just crazy. We were just like, bro, we're going to die. We was like, there's no way that you guys live and drive like this every day. Like, I mean, these people are probably the best drivers in the world. Like, some of the best drivers in the world. To endure this every day, crazy. Yeah, you got to be. Like, they say people drive so young there just so they can get used to this because you got mopeds. Like, I mean, you think motorcycles are bad here and, like, accidents are bad here? I mean, motorcycles are going through, like, lanes, like, through cars. Like, if cars are parked, like, they're gone. That's why people get mopeds down there because it's a lot easier to travel because you can squeeze through car lanes and stuff like that. And they're zipping around, and you got people on bikes, and then you got other people who are driving just like you and not standing in their lane. They're just going wherever. And it's a little stressful. So, also, if you don't drive manual, good luck down there trying to drive anywhere. Do not plan on getting like a rental car or anything. You need to be able to drive stick shifts. If you can't, you're taxiing everywhere. You better have a friend or a taxi or whatever. And I mean, I'll put some tips and tricks of things that you can do down there while you're down there below as well. But taxi, Uber is not technically legal down there, but there are ways around it. I'm not sure if I can even say that, but I'm gonna say it regardless. It's ways to find transportation down there, but just be safe. Obviously anywhere you go, be safe. Do not be alone, drunk, and in the middle of nowhere trying to get a ride. Especially as an American, like I said, they spot that you stick out like a sore thumb. But that's all we pretty much have for the traffic. We already talked about manners. Like I said, when you go down there, don't get mad at people for bumping into you or like walking in front of you. They just live life different down there. It's not an issue. It's not a big deal. You'll survive. Trust me. Like it's not huge. It's not a huge deal. I mean, it takes a while to get used to, but it's absolutely okay. So, yeah, just don't worry about it. But moving on, and this right here, this next one, I really tailored this because of people like our good friend Trey. I'm going to put his tag down, his YouTube tag down as well, right next to Lenny's. Follow him on YouTube. He does a lot of great content. He's a little more consistent, and, I mean, he's a great guy to follow. Yeah, so just, follow that guy. He's a great guy. But this right here made me think about him, and this is the next topic.